I'm Christy. Today I want to talk to you about deciding if or when your loved one is ready to learn to drive. So we finally made it through the whole process. Learning to drive is a big milestone in an individual's life. Now deciding if or when that individual is ready for such a responsibility, that's another big step. So let's take a look at some of the things to consider. First thing I'd say is driving requires a certain level of maturity. This means your loved one understands the gravity of the situation, and they regularly show the growth and maturity necessary to take this responsibility seriously. Another important step is for the individual to work as independently as possible, or at least initiate the study and the work necessary to learn the material needed to pass the written test. This internal motivation and voluntary study indicate that your loved one is ready to start this process. They may need your help to actually do the studying, but they're driving it, so to speak, and not you pushing them to learn the material. The final area I would look at is their mental capacity. Now, this involves a number of different areas. The first area is situational awareness. Are they aware of what's going on around them? Are they able to respond appropriately and quickly enough to drive safely? Another concern would be processing speed. Can they process the information that they're taking in fast enough to be able to respond appropriately and quickly? Now this leads to their physical responses. Are they sufficient to be able to drive safely? Are they able to get their body to respond quickly and appropriately to control the vehicle safely? And finally, do they have the focus necessary to drive safely? Are they able to focus without getting distracted on what's going on around them? Or are they getting distracted by things, fiddling with things inside the car? These are all questions that you would ask. Now, it's likely that there are also other things that you would be factoring into the equation for your loved one. Now, while I'm not trying to provide an exhaustive list, I hope that this has gotten you thinking about things and how they apply to your loved one. Now, in talking to other families, a number of them have already decided that their loved one will never drive. And I understand this is the case for some. And for some, when I hear that, I'm really glad I'm not going to be on the road with them. But I also think that making this decision when a teenager or when an individual is, say, an early to mid-teen might be premature. Now, there's a lot of maturity and awareness that can take place in the mid to late teen years. I've seen it with both of my boys. And I've also seen AJ learn a lot of skills in the last few years that are helping him be set up to succeed well in life. And so I readily admit, it's entirely likely that AJ will never get his license. But I'm not ready to rule it out 100% just yet, because he's surprised me with what he's learned and how well he's learned it in the past. Now, another factor to take in is the advancement of technology. Who knows what advances technology will have in vehicle safety and other issues in the future? For example, I talked to an employee at our local DMV, and they told me he told me that they already have an endorsement for the self-driving vehicles, and it's all ready to go. The catch? You have to be able to sit in the driver's seat and be ready to take the wheel if something happens and the technology doesn't work properly. So as I mentioned last week, there's also a company that's working on virtual reality to help individuals learn how to drive. Who knows what other technologies will be adapted in the future to help our loved ones? I have no clue what that might be, but I'm really excited to see what could come up. So as we close this series, my question for you is this. What decision have you made for your loved one? How did you decide? Or are you waiting to decide? Do you have any stories you want to share? I'd love to hear about them all. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in April of 2019. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this with anybody you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as I can. Over on the website, there's a place where you can sign up for my email list. This will let you know about all new content as soon as it's released. On the right-hand side, there's also a place for you to sign up for my course waitlist, talking about how to obtain services for your loved one. This will let you know about course updates as well as new content as it's released. I'm so grateful that the progress is always moving forward and that I don't have to make a final decision today. I'm looking forward to the future growth and seeing how and if AJ will be able to surprise me and maybe even learn to drive, which proves to me once again that life is good and there is never a dull moment.